Okay guys, so it's Monday morning, probably about 10:30. I've been here for probably over an hour. Hillsboro, Kansas, backed into the loading area. I was going to show you this. I got about 10% of the load still stuck up in the front of the trailer. I'm going to show you. We've been up in there trying to shovel it loose. But here's where you unload, and it just goes into that pit right there. And let me show you. I got a couple of guys in there trying to loosen it up, but you can see what's stuck up in the front. But we've been pulling forward, backing up, lifting it, lowering it, trying to break it up, and it's just stuck. But as I showed, I think, in last week's video when I was getting this load, their chute where they tried to load this the first time was dripping water up in this area. That's probably part of why it's sticking. Of course, it's very humid, and this was a home load, so it was parked over the weekend. Just the humidity makes it cling together. Oh yeah, so I'm fixing to climb back up in there and help them shovel some more, but this is gonna be fun. Yes! All right, folks. Well, I'm about half an hour gone from my delivery back there in Hillsboro, Kansas. That was quite a problematic delivery. You know, that's probably the 5th time I've delivered there, and the most difficult, because the product, as I showed you, kept sticking to the front of the trailer. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that there where I got loaded was leaking water out of the chute and into my trailer. But even beyond that, you know, I was off for the weekend, and this load was just sitting out in the heat there at the North Little Rock Oakley yard while I was at home. You know, high humidity, high heat, just got sticky. But it took me a couple of hours. I say me and about 3 or 4 of their workers, you know, we had to let the trailer down, raise it up, pull forward, back up, you know, a lot, just moving the trailer a lot, trying to loosen up the product. And then we all got in there with shovels, had to keep shoveling it around, breaking it up, busting it up, until finally it came out. So yeah, it was a tough load. Good thing about it is, Larry, the guy that was working there, the main guy, when I was done, he got up on a little kind of a catwalk platform back there above the trailer, and they had like a little fire hose, and he washed out the trailer for me, which was a little bonus. I didn't even have to get in there after all the product was out, you know, and sweep or blow it out. So that was kind of a bonus. And something else I discovered is, while I had the trailer up in the air the first time, I noticed, actually Larry noticed it, but I had a little tiny pinhole stream, like a leak of hydraulic fluid spraying out of my, I'll try to show you this later, but like the little coupler or little nipple that comes out of the trailer and then connects to the hydraulic hose, it has a little pinhole in it and was spraying fluid around. So I took a picture of it, sent it in to dispatcher. He contacted the North Little Rock Oakley shop, and they've got me routing through there hopefully tomorrow so they can take a look at it. And another weird thing about it is, you know, once I got about 70% of the load out of the trailer, and we were lowering it and raising it, you know, and we were trying to loosen up that last bit of, you know, that last 20 or 30% of the load that was stuck up in the front, it quit leaking. It's like it was, You know, when it was fully loaded at first, you know, that extra pressure from being loaded was causing the leak, because once we got most of the product out, and even though the trailer was raised, it wasn't leaking. So I just have to assume that that was because of a, you know, lower pressure with the hydraulic system. So anyway, and I also noticed I had a little hole in one of my trailer airbags that was leaking. I noticed that while I was there. Hadn't noticed it before, and kind of crawled up under there, found there was a little hole leaking some air. But then I noticed as I was preparing to leave and I was empty, it wasn't leaking. So again, I guess just that extra pressure from being loaded was causing it to leak also. And when it wasn't loaded, the airbag was able to close itself up enough so that I couldn't hear a leak or feel a leak. Anyway, kind of a unique delivery back there. So what we're doing now is, dispatcher kind of gave me a choice. He had two load options for me. I could have gone to, you know, I had mentioned earlier I usually go to Hutchinson, to the salt mine from up here, but that's not the case today. He said I could go to Wichita and get a load today that I could deliver tomorrow. I think he said down in Midlothian, Texas, which is south of Dallas, and then reload and come back through North Little Rock where I could get my trailer checked out. Or I could go to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and get a load of those aluminum cones that I filmed a couple of weeks back, that delivers in Osceola, Arkansas, which would also take me through North Little Rock. So I opted for the Sapulpa load. The bad thing about that is they quit loading at 2 p.m. so I won't be able to get loaded today. I should be able to get there about 5 p.m. though, and just hopefully be first in line for tomorrow morning. And then stop through the shop at North Little Rock, either on my way to deliver this or after I deliver it, you know, whatever they want me to do. So that's what's up for now. So we're on Highway 50 West right now, which will lead us into Wichita, Kansas. Just going to be working our way down to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm going to have to stop and get fuel somewhere in the next hour or so. I'm under a quarter of a tank. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Okay, folks, so it's Tuesday morning. I'm here in Rogers, Arkansas at a scrap metal place, Rogers Iron and Metal, I think it's called. And I'm getting a load of these turnies here. So I've already scaled in, and they've told me just to back up into this spot right here. So I've got my bows, my tarp back, my bows put aside. I'm just waiting on some loaders. There's a guy, probably that, no, that's not him. That's the guy I talked to a minute ago with the magnet crane. He said he's not the one that'll be loading me. I'm waiting for this machine here. So, yeah, interesting place, very tight. You come in from over there, scale in, and then you have to come back around here and back in. I'm glad I don't have to back up any further than this, hopefully, because there's crap all around the grounds here. I was walking back in there and there's just, you know, nails and screws everywhere. So I'll definitely be hoping to not get a flat tire here. Anyway, I don't know where the loaders are. That's what I need. And this load goes to Tulsa, Oklahoma. In fact, yesterday, I think I mentioned, they had me, look at this. They had me going from Hillsboro, Kansas over to Sapulpa to pick up a load. And then they called me and told me they wanted me to go to Rogers, Arkansas and get a load that delivers to Sapulpa, same place I'm picking up a load. So this was just kind of an add-on to the Sapulpa pickup. So after I get this load, I'll take it to Sapulpa, deliver it, and then pick up at the same place in Sapulpa. And then that load delivers in Osceola, Arkansas. But I'm getting that load because they want me to swing by the North Little Rock Oakley shop, because I discovered yesterday when I was unloading, I've got a leak. You can't really see it unless the trailer's up, but I've got a leak right up there, tiny little pinhole leak. When I had the trailer up in the air, I could see it. So they want me to stop by and have that checked out. And I have an airbag back here on the trailer also that's leaking. It only leaks when it's loaded. One of those, I think it's that one right there. So we got a couple of things to get taken care of, hopefully this afternoon or early in the morning, depending on when I can get there. You check this out, right off the ground there. Not what you like to see, backing into a place. Oh man. Okay, well, I guess the loader had a big night and is taking his time getting in today. They supposedly started at 7 o'clock. It's about 7:30 now. You know, the scale in the office is over there in that building. Yeah, so we're just waiting. Okay guys, so I just started getting loaded. They call this turnings. It's just little shavings of aluminum, and from the looks of that drop right there, it could have a piece of guttering with it. I think that's the first load he's put in there. He said that I'll weigh light, because this stuff is super light except for being full of water, as you can see. So he said it's really just a matter of filling up the trailer. I won't be overweight, so I'm gonna hope he's accurate with that. I didn't like seeing all that water. Oh God, see, he's just dipping that out of the, it's all wet. That's not gonna help any. So I wish he'd start grabbing from the top of the pile over there. There you go. All right. So you can see he's got a big claw. He just grabs it and dumps it in. Mostly aluminum turnings. You can see it's got other assorted pieces in there from time to time. But there's a look at the loading. See, I'll probably have to get in there and wipe off the edges of my trailer, because you can see it's piling up on the sides of the trailer. I don't want that getting under my tarp, so I'll get up there and wipe that off before I put my tarp up. Looks like he's kind of spreading it out, packing it down a little bit. So that's how it works. well, you get the idea. Okay, folks, so we find ourselves here in Tulsa, Oklahoma at Real Alloy. I just checked in over here at the office. So I'm going to be making a delivery first and then picking up a load, which this will be a first for me doing that here. So you see the scale straight ahead. She's given me, when I checked in, this little sheet of paper here that's got some information on it. They're on CB channel 2. Hopefully I can hear them. But we're going to scale in. Then she told me to pull off the scale straight ahead until an unloader came to get me. And then after I dumped, she said I'll have to sweep it out real good. It's going to be messy with all that water that was dumped on here. And then I'll scale out and just back off the scale. Because when I scale out, I'll also be scaling in empty. Oakley on the scale.
All right, I've got you.
Thank you. Okay, CB worked this time. I've been having trouble with my CB, but hopefully I've got it all adjusted right. I put a different antenna on it about a week ago, so it's working a little better. All right, so they've got a lot of turnings. I don't know if you can see it, but off to the left, there's lots of piles of turnings. That's probably where I'll be delivering. I'll probably have to back up there to the left and dump somewhere. Because the last time I picked up a load of aluminum cones here, there was another Oakley driver that was doing what I'm doing, delivering turnings and then picking up a load of aluminum cones. So we'll just park here. I'll get my hard hat and everything on, and then we'll wait for further instructions. All right, that only took 30 seconds, and the fella came over and motioned me this way. So I'll just show it to you. Oh, let's see here. All right, I've already got my tarp rolled back, my mud flaps moved. So let's see where this fella wants me here. Hello. Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah, you're coming up.
Yeah, I've never delivered here.
Yeah. Let me push these up a little bit, and then I'm going to have you pull back in between this pile and that pile.
Okay.
Kind of where the skid steer's at.
Okay, all right.
I'll push it up, and I'll stand where I need you.
Okay. All right, so y'all might could have heard that. He's in a little bobcat there, and he's going to move this pile. I'll try to show you here. He's going to move this pile. He's going to kind of move that out of the way, and then he wants me to back up in there, kind of in between the piles. He said he would line me up when he's ready. But you can see they have a lot of these little turnings piled up. Usually when I load the aluminum cones, I'll be backing in over in there between those two buildings to get loaded. I think this fellow's name is Brent. I may have that wrong, but I've seen him here before. In fact, he's loaded me once before. Might not have the name right there. I'll have to ask him again when I get out and talk. Giving you a shot. He's just kind of clearing out some room for me. Alright, you get the idea. Okay, Brent, let's see how it dumped. Man, there's all kinds of junk in there.
Is nasty.
Is that normal? Look at that
Yeah.
propane tank.
These ones, huh?
Okay, well, the bulk of it dumped, but I am gonna have to sweep it pretty good. Sweep and blow. All right, so here's the load, guys. All the way from back there where I started to right here. So it's good that Brent cleared out some room here for me. So this is gonna be kind of a messy clean out, but let's get started. Then I'll have to scale back in, get my empty weight, and then reload. All right, well, I've got it swept out. That was a little bit of a job to get that cleaned out. Brent said it needed to be pretty darn clean. So I got it pretty darn clean. I bet you everybody's on lunch break now. About 12:03. Sorry about the dirty windshield. I actually cleaned it off a couple hours ago. Brent suggested that I go down here and turn around. I'm just giving you a look. Woo! It's pretty hot. Best spot to turn around, but I'll back into here and then head back out because I need to be where I can turn onto the scale is the trick. All right, more in a minute. Okay guys, so I'm backed into where I've always picked up the aluminum deox previously. They'll load it out of that warehouse right there. I think everybody's on lunch. Giving you a look. Oh, let's take a look at the inside of the trailer. You had to sweep it out pretty thoroughly, and then I went over it with my mop broom, I call it. That does a pretty good job with some things. So there it is. I might have to go through with my blower there too. Got some more stuff that's falling off the edges, I think, since I moved over here. So I'm gonna get in there and run my blower a minute. But yeah, there's the warehouse where they store. Remember, this is aluminum deox, they call it. We drivers call it aluminum cones. But that's what I'm gonna be getting. I did not move my bows out of the way because in the past they've been able to load it with the bows in. I delivered the turnings right there. So I had to turn and get on the scale, which is right over there. And then I backed off the scale. And then I pulled down this way and then backed into that little spot there. And then went that way and back into here. So a lot of backing up to get here. All right, let me get my blower out. Well, actually, you know, I've talked about this quite a lot, but I've probably never shown it to you. I have this little rechargeable, it's a Ryobi brand. Just a little rechargeable battery powered lightweight blower. Works real well, so I'm gonna get in there real quick and give it one last cleaning. Okay guys, so we're ready to get loaded. like I said, I went back through and did my blower, and Brent's going to be my loader right there. He checked it, said the trailer looked real good. I hope so. I worked pretty hard at it. And he's got me backed into position here. Now he can't tell how much weight he's putting in, but he knows that it's usually about 6.5 buckets. So I'm just going to watch my scales. We're going to try to do 2 buckets in the back, 2 in the front, and kind of finish off in the middle or wherever they need to go. So he's going to start in the front, it looks like. And I did have to take my bows out, move them aside, except for the rear and the front one. He said he could dump them in there with the bows in, but he has a hard time getting the front end loader tilted enough to make all the toes fall out. I should have warned you, it's a noisy load too. Again, that's what we're loading right here, aluminum deox. He said that each load weighs approximately 7,000 pounds. Like I said, the plan is he's going to put 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Then we'll put kind of 1 in the middle, and then we'll kind of see how the axles are weighing, and we'll kind of adjust from there. So I'll show you one more here. I'm going to cover up one of my ears. Okay, you get the idea. Okay, folks, so I'm loaded, creeping my way back to the scale. I'm hoping I can swing wide enough where I can get on the scale from here. I think I can. I don't know, it's kind of tight. I may have to pull up beside the scale and then back up. So according to my gauges, we should be loaded pretty good. And according to Brent, he put 6 and a partial buckets on, so he agrees that we should be pretty close. But if we need some more, I'm gonna back off the scale, and then he'll come down here and throw some more on if needed. So as you can see, there's just not enough room right here to turn onto the scale. And this is one of those scales where you don't want to have a wheel fall off the scale for sure. So I'm just going to pull down beside the scale parallel and then back up, get back on. So, and then you can see the gate right there and the office to the right. That's where we get our shipping documents. All right, more in a minute. All right, boys and girls, let's show you what the load looks like now that we're loaded. I've already scaled out. I weighed 78.4, something like that, so that's perfect. But here's the load. This stuff is fun to climb on. It's like walking on marbles. But I'm going to get up here and put my bows back in place and then roll my tarp up. I'm waiting on the lady in the office to get their paperwork ready. So, yeah, it usually takes her 5 or 10 minutes to get the paperwork ready. So, give me time to get this done. So, but that's what it looks like going to Osceola, Arkansas, Big River Steel.